Hello everybody, I'm Hope and welcome to another Naruto Shippuden reaction. Today, we're going to be checking out episode 336. No, I'm stupid. Previously, we had Itachi and Sasuke versus Sage Mode Kabuto. That's right. Kabuto's not a snake anymore. He's a motherfucking dragon, and he's got Sage Mode abilities. And it was a really great episode. Sasuke and Itachi were fucking awesome. That was so fantastic. The whole parallel between the boar and Kabuto was brilliant. I loved the sassy dynamic between Itachi and Sasuke, and I love just how cocky and smug Kabuto was during the episode. Like, oh, I didn't even realize I had horns when he got one of them broke off. It's so fun to watch. A lot of great stuff. Very memorable episode for me, and really underrated stuff. I love it. I hear no one ever talk about this this fight. Like, I've never heard of anyone talk about it because thankfully I haven't been spoiled on it. But like I expected Madara to fight the five Kage eventually, but like this, no one talks about it. So yeah, but enough babbling on. Before we get started, I just want to say that if you want access to early videos, full-length ones, and any other bonus stuff, head over to my Patreon page. The link is down in the description and in the pinned comment down below. Thank you very much, and I really do appreciate your support. It helps immensely, and I thank ya. Well, with that being said, why don't we just jump into this one? Y'all enjoy. Yeah, isn't that crazy to see? Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. That's right, Sasuke still hasn't asked him the truth. Yeah, he wants it out of his mouth, not just from other people. It wasn't like that. That part's correct. There's nothing to deny there. God, Kabuto, you really are good at figuring shit out. Hachi is a deceiver, after all. He's really trying to manipulate Sasuke, isn't he? He's calling you out, Sasuke. Oh, you're really trying to get on his good merits, aren't you? Gee. I like how... I just really like this. God, I love the guitar. I still like that shot right there. With Itachi sliding in to protect Sasuke with the blade. The Onoki like, get up! Or something. I always love that. Oh, Moe. Fucking love that shot with Guy. So much! To each their own leave. Interesting title. Wow, this is really, like, cool that they're actually showing the other people's perspective on this. Especially now that Sasuke knows the truth, this would piss him off. And this would make him hate the Leaf even more for setting him into that situation. Oh man, he's angry. There he is, Toby. Stop. No one, exactly. Who would believe that? Poor Sasuke having to stomach this. And this makes... my Leaf destruction. He's doing it for his own reason. Like you, Kabuto. Yeah, that's right. From young, when you were young. Kabuto's really lived a hellish life, if you really think about it. I really like how Kabuto is kind of a foil to Itachi in a way. And similar to people that are in the root as well. Oh, so that's why you want revenge against the Leaf. Good point! This is really cool. Are you trying to talk no jutsu this dude? Oh, stop it, Kabuto. That chance. Kabuto's lived this his entire life. Exactly. Itachi's not gonna abandon that. Right. But they're owning up to it, though. What's up? Let's get down to business to take down Kabuto. Right. He's a cocky ass, but he's speaking the truth, mostly. Right. Holy! Touch like, whoa! I didn't expect that! Kabuto's like, the fuck? Whoa, what? Does it use the other eye? I've already laid the plan, of course you did. Izanami! Izanami, that's the other half of the tail. Decides fate. Oh, it's just like the intro. Do not leave my side, Sasuke. Awesome. Oh, it's the other half. Oh my god. But what can Izanami do? Inorganic and it. Whoa! He's twisting the environment around. God, he's having a blast. Amatos! Nice! Okay. You've been stopped short. How are you gonna counter it? Amaterasu's a fucking hot fire. You kind of are, Kabuto. You're confident. You find yourself in this situation. Really? That's what you... When I look at you, it's like looking at my former self. And that is why you will lose. Whoa! What do you mean by that, Itachi? Meta! So meta! Fucking genius, man. I hate you, but I understand you. Isn't that true to a lot of Naruto villains? That to know oneself, not to achieve everything and become perfect. It's knowing what you can and cannot do. Wow! Right. Yeah. Just like Naruto did. Just like Naruto did when he conquered the darkness inside of himself. Itachi was always trying to do everything on his own. Trying to become... Right. You even admit that you deluded yourself. So true. So true. Oh god, no, we're getting Kabuto backstory? Uh-oh. This is taking place during like the Third World War? Or Third Shinobi War? Oh, medical ninjutsu. Dude, she's the chick in the intro with the glasses. They're dead. Because of the... I was a nobody. Oh, you're an asshole, dude. Is that a samurai gear? You took that place. Something bad's gonna happen here. Oh, like the helmet! Oh. So, Kabuto never really had a name. I mean, sure, he did it. Oh, he felt acknowledged. God, he's so similar to Naruto too, but he's also a foil to Itachi. Kabuto's such a good character. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shit, Kabuto fell over. He just wanted to say just wanted to say thank you. Look at him, he's so scared. Oh, you did it! Did it! Nice job! Oh, the bad vision! That's where the glasses... Oh my god! Are his glasses the mother's? Oh. Oh, Kabuto, man. There you go. So sweet. My name is symbolic. My eyeglasses, a tool. Nothing. As the... Stop it, show. Stop it. Stop it, man. Remember, guys, the war arc is trash. It's the worst arc in Naruto. It ruined the series. Series was a 9 out of 10 and turned into a 6 out of 10 after the war. fuck out of here. This is brilliant. God, I love this show, man. You have any idea how much development this gives Kabuto as a character? Man, Kabuto's such a good character. How many times am I gonna say that? But it's the truth. Now the opening makes more sense with the figure with the glasses. So that's why Kabuto's always had those glasses, and he's always. I see. I like how there's this dynamic. It's really subtle. Kabuto is talented. He just needs aid in order to have his full potential. It's the idea of his glasses being this tool that he absolutely needs to just be able to do basic things. And it's similar to him having to borrow techniques and borrow ideas from others and borrow certain things to formulate his own abilities and his own strategies. He's always had to improvise and overcome these challenges. I like that parallel. The glasses and his seek for his nonstop lust for knowledge and um like jutsu like Orochimaru. It makes sense why he would follow Orochimaru. It's similar a lot of ways to Haku and Zabuza. Not only in the sense that not speaking like Kabuto is a spy, but I mean when he became Orochimaru's lackey. It's that he didn't have to feel like absolutely nobody. He felt like he could latch onto a purpose, a focal idea that he could agree with and get behind, something that was reasonable, something that made sense. And now that Orochimaru was gone, he felt truly like, again, like a nobody. And that's what cast him to say fuck it and go learn Sage Mode and become this greater being that he wants to be. He aspires to be somebody in the same way that Naruto did at the beginning of the series, but in the same way, he contradicts himself, much like Itachi did, by forsaking everyone else and doing everything alone, and not being able to see one's own weaknesses and what they cannot do. He's failing in that regard, but succeeding in others. It's such dynamic storytelling. There's a connection between all the characters. There's so much depth to be had if you peel back and stop looking from the surface and really start to think about it. Because everything really is connected here. And I think that that's absolutely brilliant. Kabuto as a character has been around since the beginning, and he even states in the episode, I was always on the sidelines, but look at me now. I'm the focal point of this war. You could say I'm a major player in it. And this ties back into his idea of wanting to be somebody. This lonely childhood of his. This constant need for aid and others in order to show off just how talented he truly was. It's so amazing, man. Is really Kabuto, I think, has jumped to like A tier for me. Like, you know those tier lists, like S tier at the top and then A, B. Kabuto, like at the beginning of the series, was like a D tier. Then he was sort of a C tier for a minute. I hated Kabuto. Now he's a fucking A tier for me. He's an A tier character. I dig him a lot. I really do. So for the first part of this episode, Kabuto tries to sort of peel back Sasuke's way of thinking and try to negotiate with him and convince him that because Kabuto is so similar to Itachi, and because Kabuto seeks the same goal as Sasuke, Sasuke should stop um, aiding Itachi and come join Kabuto, as you know they seek the same thing. Um, but Kabuto, what was it? Kabuto fails to realize that Sasuke's destruction of a leaf is for something different. It's not the same as Kabuto's want for destruction of. We got some amazing like new added scenes in this episode that we've never seen before, focusing on after Sasuke had learned the truth. We get to see what fueled his need for revenge against the Leaf, and it's that hearing the Leaf so casually put down Itachi's name and act like it was nothing, despite their ignorance and how quick to judge and how hypocritical the Leaf Village really is, and how its actions aren't always angelic, can be devilish at times. The world's cruel, and the Leaf is no different from any other village. It doesn't have a clean track record at all. And Sasuke's angry. He's pissed. He's like they have no right to look down on Itachi like that. They have no right to look down on the Uchiha. They have no right to do that. And although Itachi did this to save the Leaf Village, Sasuke knows this. That doesn't matter to him anymore. This is his choice, his own person. He's avenging in his own way. And he's trying to prove the Leaf wrong, trying to prove to them that they are flawed and fucked and the system needs to be seriously changed. I really like scenes like this as they add so much more to the characters' actions and the way that they think. Because I know a lot of people hate Sasuke for deciding to wanting to destroy the Leaf Village instead of inheriting Itachi's wish of protecting it. But that's fucking ludicrous, man. If Sasuke just went back to the Leaf and said, "Hey, I'm your friend now," that's just bad writing. That is seriously awful writing. Like, I guess I can understand maybe if you wanted that, that's fine. But if they actually did that, that would have been fucking god awful. That would have been dog shit and have made no sense. Scenes like that are so good. I love them. Kabuto again begins to explain to Sasuke that he understands very well why Itachi chose that life. I was just like him, in fact. Kabuto because Kabuto does have an attachment to the leaf. And I think next episode we are going to see why his attachment was weakened. Because the leaf gave him that first sense of life. It gave him the ability to see past the ugliness of his younger years with the glasses. He learned medical ninjutsu. He was able to become a stronger person because of it. And that's interesting, but it was because of the leaf that he was forced to be a spy. He was forced to forsake his emotions. He was forced to go through so much fucking hell. And when you really think about it, Kabuto may not have had his clan murdered. He may not have had a demon inside of him. But he had to live his whole life alone, feeling as if he was a nobody, stuck in his own depression, stuck as a mere tool by the leaf, as a spy. And it was finally his decision to defy that and join Orochimaru later on, and become a spy in a different sense, in a different way. It's really good. I like that. Kabuto, I pretended to be someone else living a life of lies. He always did that. If you remember in the Chunin exams from his very first appearance, that line rings true all the way back then, too. Because Kabuto's personality was so relaxed and calm and almost like refreshing at the time. He was kind of weird, but he seemed like a friend, someone that you could rely on, someone smart and intelligent that you could always fall back on. But alas, he was forced to stop. The Hidden Leaf stopped trusting him. They forsake him after everything he did. And Kabuto gives a great argument. What in the world has the Leaf Village ever done for us? He's arguing against protecting the Leaf because while we as the viewer have an attachment to the Leaf and the Will of Fire because of the good that there is there, you cannot deny that the Leaf fundamentally for the last 100 years, probably ever since Hashirama died, has been on a downward spiral and has barely started to stale go on a neutral path. And it's really this line right here again is answering the question of why Sasuke is wanting to destroy the Leaf. And it gives us an even bigger question that I think we'll learn a little bit more about. Why would Itachi still believe in the Leaf so much? Now, I know there's a lot of answers for this, and there's a lot of reasoning behind it. A lot of it has to do with the Uchiha clan itself being so deluded in itself and so, power hungry and obsessed with this nonstop cycle of just fucking hate and vengeance and this kind of gall of being better than everyone else. And Itachi found solace in the Leaf, in that idea. He found that Shisui taught him that via the Will of Fire, things can truly be changed, that peace can be brought. And I think that's why he falls back on the Leaf, rather than deciding, fuck it. Of course, he could have helped the Uchiha with the coup d'etat, but a war would have broke out. Itachi was left with two evil choices. One, you can't argue would be better than the other, can you? Who's to say? He made his choice. He can never go back on it. It was his choice to make, and he made it. He was faced with two dilemmas, two evil, abhorrent decisions, and he decided. And it's remarkable. Itachi is truly remarkable. The character. Itachi defends himself. I am still Itachi Uchiha of the Hidden Leaf. Nothing will change that. As Kabuto starts to underestimate them, Itachi begins to talk about how he doesn't know the true power of the Uchiha, how there's a visual to set above that can change fate in a way. And Sasuke's like, Izanagi? And Itachi's like, you know about Izanagi? Holy shit, you're lucky to have survived that. This can be argued as a counterpart to Izanami. Instead of changing the users, it decides their fate. Interesting opposite contrast. So, deciding their fate. I think in this sense, it's deciding Kabuto isn't going to die. He's going to have to regress, give up. I think that's what it means. Because to decide one's fate, say that, think how this jutsu. I'm sure it'll get explained more, but for now, very perplexed. Izanami is really cool, and it ties back into how much Naruto and Kishimoto love Kaya and Japanese mythology. To it. Itachi begins to talk to Kabuto. When I look at you, it's like looking at my former self. That is why you will lose. Because Itachi has grown at this point. Coming back reanimated has given him a second chance almost. A second chance to look back on his actions and realize that he failed in many were wrong. And that from the very beginning, he didn't have to do what he had to do, walking alone, shoving everything inside of him, forcing everyone to, or deceiving everyone. He didn't have to. Itachi carried the heaviest burden, and that was where he, because he couldn't realize, he couldn't do. thought that he could. Hell, he believed he needed assistance. Kabuto is displaying that same mindset. Itachi's like, that's why you'll lose. Remember when Naruto told Kurama, when you question your own ideals, that is when you've truly lost. He's right. Here too. Itachi's like, I didn't know who I really was at one point either. Finally understand. I finally understand that to know oneself, it's not to achieve everything and become perfect, as Itachi tried to do. It's knowing what you can and cannot do. Again, Kabuto here is like, sounds like the word of a loser! What a savage, Kabuto. What a fucking savage. But I understand why Kabuto is thinking that way. Because when you break down that sentiment, it can be argued that you can view it that way. Absolutely. But they cut to Naruto showing him being a prime example of this ideology and how it's a good thing that Itachi came back because Naruto started to falter and stop with that, if you will. There's also this cool thing that I think about is all throughout Shippuden, Naruto's had to learn many things to catch up to Sasuke and finally be able to talk no jutsu him. One of that one of those ways was by forsaking everyone else for himself. This is in the Kakuzu fight. Rather than having the aid of everyone else, he said, only I can do this, so let me do this. He took that alone, and he was punished for it. He was told not to use the Rasen Shuriken ever again, that it would damage him permanently. It was to show that Sasuke's ideology was false here. Pushing everyone away, doing everything on your own, has consequences. Even if it wasn't the same direct consequence that Itachi's action or Sasuke's did. It's a brilliant parallel, and I absolutely love it. And Naruto started to do that again in the war after he obtained Yumi mode. It was in a good way. He had to be told straight for me to stop it. Gotta examine and acknowledge yourself. Those who cannot. And Kabuto immediately rebuttals. I have been pursuing who I and what I am in my own way. You know nothing about me. And it's true. They don't know. And that's where his backstory starts. It's really, really sad. Kabuto, you see there's a nearby town in rubbles. It's destroyed. And in the one area that he gets accepted into or adopted into, they are living in a very poverty-like state. They are barely receiving any money from the main governments of the Land of Fire. They are being kind of screwed over. Kabuto at this point has lost everything. He's never had friends growing up. He doesn't have parents anymore. Definitely died during this wartime, and he's alone. He barely knows how to function and communicate with others. And it's through this young woman who finally talks to him and accepts him into her life that he feels something. He doesn't have to be emotionless husk. He can feel something. And we finally get to understand how Kabuto got his name here. It's not because of a beetle. There are beetles that are called Kabuto beetles because of the helmet. And I'm absolutely certain that there's more symbolic meaning to the helmet at the so I'll definitely have to look into that more. But it's very reminiscent of a samurai helmet, and I wonder where that takes place, in this theming. But Kabuto is very happy here, been given a name, like he's getting close to being someone, because he had no name. I think that's another theme that Naruto tackles is having no name, being no one, having to change who you are to be. And honestly, it's something we've seen for a long time. It all ties back to the first arc. People who say Naruto is about hard work overcoming talent, no, really not. That was a part of Rock Lee's character, a part of Neji's hypocrisy. The story is way more nuanced than that. It tackles a lot deeper themes. And Kabuto remembers that he say thank you. He wants to say thank you, and he overhears a scuffle between pretty much this version of the elders of this little camp, explaining that they don't have enough money to really spend on food for another mouth to feed. Not give been they're not receiving enough from the government because of the war that's happening, and Kabuto looks so sad, looks so scared and frightened. Like when the door is slant, when they come out all angry, bust opening the door, he falls to the ground and he looks paralyzed. Really strings to see that. And when Kabuto was told, like, can you tell the time? This is bedtime. You need to learn this. And at first, I was thinking, oh wait, I wonder if he just doesn't know how to do anything. Like, quite on the contrary, he's a talented young man. He's smart. He just needed help. And that help was through this mother figure and her glasses given down to Kabuto. And he says thank you, and he starts crying. Thank you, thank you, thank you. His tears just keep running down. And the shot shows Kabuto still with his glass. What a brilliant episode. Love how they're tying Kabuto as one of the only characters to have glasses in the series and is pushing him up. They give him a reason for this. I adore them. God, this episode's good. Fuck. Man, Kabuto is a really great character. Developed a lot. There's so much to digest. There's so much. Oh man, so was brilliant. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the discussion here. If you stayed all the way to the end, I just want to say thank you very much. I really do appreciate it, and it means the world to me. It helps me out a lot too, by the way. So thank you. And I want to let you all know that whether it's morning, day, evening, or night, please stay safe out there. Be sure to take care. Can't wait to see the next episode, and I hope you guys are looking forward to that one too. Man, Kabuto's. And I hope maybe my discussion can help him grow on you too. Thanks for listening. This is really impactful to me. Fucking love Naruto. War arc is shaping up to be or in like the top 3. They did brothers. Oh, there's so many fucking arcs. You get what I mean. Oh, so good. But yeah, see ya.